Hello everyone, welcome to free crash course for competitive exams held by VIRAT HINDUSTAN SANGHAM in association with Manifest IAS Bengaluru. This program is inspired by Dr. SUBRAMANIan SWAMY and is convened by RAVISHANKAR sir, State Education Convener for VHS Karnataka branch. I am DHANUSH KUMAR, having experience of mentoring competitive service aspirants for the past 5 years. So we are dealt with the polity history and all the topics, so we are negotiating the environmental part. Most probably I'll try to finish it in this session and take up science and technology in the next session, or else half of a session tomorrow will be environment and later science and tech, right? So you can watch this program, entire program online on the YouTube channel of VIRAT HINDUSTAN SANGHAM. Here is the link. And for further queries, guidance, mentoring, you can join our Telegram channel, VHS Education Forum. So let us begin the class. In the last class, I was discussing about the CAMPA fund, Compensatory Afforestation Management Fund. So there is a CAMPA bill 2015 which has been passed, and there is National CAMPA Authority as well as State Authority which has been formed, right? So this is about CAMPA fund earlier. So this was actually started because of the Supreme Court order in 2002-2004, and later on the bill was passed in 2015, right? So now we are going to take up joint forest management. What is joint forest management? Joint forest management. See, it basically means, joint means it is between the government and the public. So here it is between the forest department as well as the tribal people. Both of them together are going to manage the forest, conserve the forest, right? That is a concept of joint forest management. So it is about participatory governance, andre governing the forest both by the public as well as the forest department. So here the forest communities, forest fringe communities and the forest department, both of them based on their trust andre nambike, based on their mutual trust, they are going to define the roles and responsibility. You do this work, I am going to do this work. So mutually the responsibility would be shared between the forest department as well as the forest fringe, tribals and the people living in the forest areas, right? So that is the joint forest management. This is as per the, so every act should have every initiative should have a policy backing, right? So some government policy should back it. So the policy is National Forest Policy 1988. I have discussed this policy in detail in earlier classes. So that is the policy. So this joint forest management has been adopted by many states in India. Most of the states, they have adopted it. And what happens here, andre, the forest department and the local people, they come to an agreement, right? They negotiate the roles and responsibilities, and you do this work, I'm going to do this work, and they'll come to an agreement, and based on that the cost will be shared. So for the cost of planting trees, cost of protection, whatever it is. For example, a village man may be kept as a forest guard watching the forest. So he will be paid, right? So cost will also be shared between the public as well as the government, that is the forest department, right? Here the NGOs are also involved. NGOs, civil society, all those organizations are also involved. So why do we need forest joint forest management, andre? To prevent the degradation of the forest. Forest is getting degraded, Allah. So to conserve the forest, to increase the afforestation, we need the joint forest management. See, everything cannot be done by the department itself without the help of the tribals, because tribal knows the forest better than the forest department, right? So here they will form a forest protection committee. Forest protection committee will look after the protection, right? So this is like a win-win situation. It is beneficial for both the parties, right? Forest department also, as well as the public also, right? So, and also the minor forest produce can also be collected under this. Minor forest produce, and I have told you, bamboo, honey, whatever is available, tendu, leaves, and all those stuff. So this is about joint forest management. Next, I am going to take up the concept of social forestry. Social forestry. What do you mean by social forestry? This social means something related to public. So social forestry is something related to forestry in the social space, that is in the public land. Public, that is where the people live, right? In the middle of society, not society. If you plant the trees, grow the trees, that is known as social forestry, right? So there is this social forestry, actually it has been used. This term was first used by National Commission on Agriculture in 1976. There is a commission, central government body, which has used this term, National Commission on Agriculture, right? So why social forestry? And take the pressure out of the forest areas. If there is no social forestry, people will go and meddle with the forest for what? For the forest produce, minor forest produce, and also timber, right? And also this fuel wood, saude, right? They will go and take the products from the forest. So if there is social forestry, the pressure is reduced, right? And also social forestry, you will use the unused land. Yada bird bhumi irute, they will going to plant the trees there. That is also social forestry, right? So the fallow land is used properly, right? So what happens in the fallow land? If the fallow land is degraded, if it is left fallow, it will go on getting degraded, right? So land is going to get its fertility back, right? That is the benefit. So where all can this be done? So along the border of the agricultural fields, on both the sides of railway lines, roads, canals, everywhere social forestry can be done. So under this, what are the benefits out of from social forestry? One is we get food and food products, right? Fruits and everything. And also this leads to enhancing the fertility of the degraded soil. That is also one benefit. And also it will give rights to the public over the forest. Community rights over the forest area will be justified. That is also one of the things. So what are the categories of this social forestry? There are many types of forestry. They are going to directly ask these categories in this exam. I have faced these type of questions. So one is the farm forestry. Farm forestry. What is farm forestry? That is on the farmland, on your own agricultural land, if you grow for trees, that is farm forestry, right? That is the first type of forestry. Second is that is in the farm forestry there are two types. One is commercial farm forestry and non-commercial. Non-commercial is for own purpose, growing the trees for own purpose. Commercial means growing the trees for selling purpose. So what is the benefit, Andre? So it is going to provide shade to the trees, right? Shade, and also it will enhance the fertility of the soil, and also it is going to do what? It is going to sequester the carbon. So all these are the benefits of the social forest. Then community forestry. Community forestry, you are not going to plant the trees in private land, just like farm forestry. You will plant the trees in the community land. Community land andre in the panchayat areas which doesn't belong to anyone. There you are going to plant the trees, right? So here the government gives the community forestry the seeds for growing the trees, and also fertilizers will be provided by the government. You need not spend on it, just like in farm forestry. Then extension forestry. Extension forestry, this is a very interesting concept. So extension forestry, you plant the trees along the railway lines, roadways, canals, right? All these things. See, a few years before, when this Ban Ki-moon was the UN Secretary General, so he had visited Gujarat. In Gujarat, there was a very innovative idea. Even I like the idea very much. So just like extension forestry, if there is a canal, you plant the trees on both sides of the canal. That is extension forestry. So there was one innovation there. What they did, Andre, if there is a canal here, let's say there is a canal here, they are going to install the solar panels over the canal. So they are going to install solar panels over the canal. What are the benefits of this, Andre? One is there is no requirement for extra land. So land cost is saved. Second is, if there is continuous solar panels, what will happen? The evaporation from the canal will decrease, because there is no sunlight falling on the water below the solar panels. So evaporation is going to decrease. This is a very innovative thing which was liked by the UN Secretary General. Right? So these kind of innovation is always good. Then recreational forestry. Last type is recreational. And for recreation purpose. That is for tourism purpose. Right? You get recreated by looking at the trees, green trees. That is recreational forestry. So this is about the social forestry. Next, I am going to talk about bamboo. One forest produce, that is bamboo. So there is a mission for bamboo called National Bamboo Mission. Very important. So this is a central sector scheme. 100% money for this is given by the central government. What does it focus upon? Andre? To produce the bamboo and also market it, make various products out of bamboo, give financial assistance to bamboo producers and collectors and manufacturers, right? And all these things are the work of this National Bamboo Mission. So it is headed by the Horticultural Division of Ministry of Agriculture. Horticulture, that is the growing of vegetables and fruits. That is the Horticulture Department that heads this National Bamboo Mission, right? So this Bamboo Mission provides support to the local people to grow and grow the bamboo, market the bamboo, scientifically manage the bamboo, andre management of the bamboo, and increase in area, andre increase the growth of bamboo areas under bamboo, and making handicrafts out of bamboo. All these things are the support, right? So then instill technology in bamboo cultivation, and also use science and traditional knowledge. Traditional knowledge is the knowledge of our ancestors. All this you should use to help the bamboo, help them help derive financial benefits out of the bamboo mission, right? So here they focus on NGOs, again self-help groups, civil societies, and also they focus on human resource development. Andre how to make handicrafts out of bamboo, to train people under handicrafts, all these things they will focus upon, right? So this is about National Bamboo Mission. Just know that there is a mission, Bamboo Mission. What does it do? This much if you know about National Bamboo Mission, that much is sufficient. And you should do more things. Is it comes under the Horticultural Division, and it is a central sector scheme, not the sponsored scheme, sector scheme. That is 100% of the money comes from the central government. So next I am going to talk about the one index, just like the SAFER index. SAFER index talks about pollution, right? Air pollution. So there is one more index which tracks the pollution, that is Comprehensive Environmental Pollution Index. CEPI, Comprehensive Environmental Pollution Index. So this, what is this index? It is going to measure the pollution in the industrial areas, right? That is this mission. So it measures what is the environmental quality of a particular area. So what is the water quality, air quality, noise, and all those things. And also where is the, if there is pollution, where the pollution is originating, by what path it is traveling, all these things it is going to measure. And also it measures the concentration of pollution. So if there is fluoride in the groundwater, how much fluoride is there, everything it is going to measure. And also what will be the impact of this pollutant on the human health and environment, right? So all these things it is going to measure. So it is a early warning tool. Andre, by measuring this pollutant, you will get early warning that this environment is degrading. Just like in Delhi, so there also you have the National Air Quality Index. So as soon as the air quality turns into severe category, so the odd even scheme kicks in. All the diesel vehicles, that is the diesel trucks, are banned from entering into Delhi. So these kind of preemptive measures, that is can be taken based on the index, right? So similarly, this is also a SEPI index is also a early warning tool. Under this, they categorize the industries into three categories. See, the first category is, if they are going to ask this, what is the number under SEPI index, what does it indicate? If the SEPI score is more than 70, andre, that area is critically polluted, that is highest pollution is there. Avag en madbeku, there should be a detailed investigation. That is the measure, corresponding measure. Then if the SEPI score is between 60 to 70, so that place is severely polluted. First one is critically polluted, this is severely polluted. So here implementation of pollution control should be done immediately. Pollution control measures should be started immediately. Third one is, if the number is below 60, this indicates normal level. There is not much pollution. So this is the categorization of pollution based on the SEPI index, right? So this index actually is actually who found this index, and it is both the central government and state government in collaboration with IIT Delhi, Indian Institute of Technology Delhi, made this index, and they have measured this index in 88 areas, 88 industrial clusters, total industrial clusters in India, out of which they have said 43 industrial clusters are critically polluted. Andre, approximately half of the industrial clusters measured are critically polluted. So what should be the measure? The detailed investigation would be the measure, right? So then once detailed investigation is done, then they will impose certain restrictions. They are going to ban the license of certain industries, and the environment will be rejuvenated based on the industry, based on the index, right? So this is about the SEPI index, very important. Next, I am going to talk about one concept which is per se not very important, but just know it. So it is called as lighting a billion lives, LABL. What is LABL, lighting a billion lives? Andre, this is an initiative of increasing solar lanterns. Solar lanterns andre, solar lighting, right? So this is started by the organization TERI. So the Energy and Research Institute, it's a think tank. That is the organization which has started this lighting a billion lives initiative. So here they aim to take the help of the corporate social responsibility. What is corporate social responsibility? So there is a Companies Act in 2013, right? So if you want to start a company, you have to get it registered under Companies Act. So adralli Companies Act alli they say, if your profit is above certain level, or if your turnover is above certain level, 2% of your profit you should spend for societal cause. 2%, right? They will ask you in your FD and SD exam, if your profit is, I think if it is above 2 crore or something. So then you should spend 2 or 5 crore. I don't remember the exact number. Then you have to spend 2% of your profit on social causes, right? That is the corporate social responsibility which has been aimed to utilize by the Lighting a Billion Lives campaign, right? So idrinda what will be the help of Lighting a Billion Lives? And it is going to reduce the electricity cost. It is going to increase it is going to aim towards renewable energy and achieve the sustainable development goals, all those things. So, and also see, in remote areas where there is no electricity collection, this solar lanterns can be of help. You need not extend the electricity there if it is very difficult. Okay. So the next concept is, so now I'm going to just tell certain concepts. So these are like pointers which there is a high probability of asking in the exam. So I'm going to talk about eco-mark, concept of eco-mark. What is eco-mark andre? It is labeling, just like the labeling of AC and refrigerators. This is a labeling of the electronic goods or labeling of environmentally friendly products. Okay? If a product is there, if a mobile phone is there, how friendly it is for the environment. Is it a threat to environment or is it friendly of environment? All those things they are going to measure. So all the household goods, consumer goods, everything will be measured under this eco mark. So this is actually which organization's initiative andre? It is the initiative of Bureau of Energy Efficiency. This is a central government organization which has this eco mark concept. So write down that eco mark is a initiative of Bureau of Indian Standards. Right? Sorry, Bureau of Indian Standards, BIS, not Bureau of Energy Efficiency, BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards. So if there is high rating on eco-mark, that product is very good well performing with respect to environment. If it is bad, it is going to cause the harm to the environment. So such products will be banned, right? So here under this program, there will be various seminars, workshops will be undertaken in order to encourage the industry to build more and more environmental friendly products. This is about eco mark. Then one more concept I am going to tell you, the users rating, USERS, users rating. So what is the full form andre? Urban Services Environmental Rating System. Urban Services Environmental Rating System. Andre urban alli there is metro, there is road transport, right? And also there is electricity, there is water supply, sewage, right? Phone connectivity, everything, Wi-Fi facility. How friendly are they with respect to the environment? That is users rating. And this, who gave this concept under? It is also by TERI, TERI, but it is funded by UNDP. UNDP has funded it, right? So, it measures the service delivery by local authorities. Andre local authority, I told you, no. So garbage collection, BBMP garbage collection, water supply, all those things they are going to measure how friendly are they or how good are they for the environment, right? Okay. Next there is one more project. The project name is Biodiversity Conservation and Rural Livelihood Improvement Project. So the project per se is not important. Just know that there is a project which focuses on conserving the biodiversity, wildlife and plants and animals conservation. So, and also rural livelihood and giving employment opportunities to the rural people. So it focuses on environmental protection as well as the employment opportunities as well. So under this is a centrally sponsored scheme. Biodiversity Conservation and Rural Livelihood Improvement Project is a centrally sponsored scheme. So per se it is not very important. This concept is important. National Clean Energy Fund. There is a fund called National Clean Energy Fund. So where is this? When was this started? Andre, this Clean Energy Fund was started in 2010-2011 finance bill, that is in the budget of 2010-2011, this was started. And it is where does this fund lie? So it lies in the public account of India. There are three funds, consolidated fund, contingency fund, and public account. So this fund, National Clean Energy Fund, lies in the public account of India. So what does this fund do, Andre? It is going to invest in clean energy technology, solar energy and all those energies it is going to invest in, right? So where does this fund get money from? So there is a clean energy cess anta ide. Clean energy cess rules 2010. So what is a cess andre? Cess is something which is imposed on a tax for specific purpose. Education cess, environment cess, employment cess, right? Clean energy cess. So tax mele certain percentage they will impose. So for specific purpose, it is imposed by the central government and the money goes exclusive to the central government, right? Even the state government can also impose. And the money goes exclusive to the state government for specific purpose. Swachh Bharat cess, right? Sarva Shikshan Abhiyan cess, all these things. So clean energy cess, they are going to impose the cess on the coal, lignite, all these things which are energy producing material from which pollution will increase. So those the cess is imposed and the money goes to on the cess imposed on coal, lignite, everything. The money goes to the clean energy fund and it is saved there, right? So any project which implements a energy efficiency technology, and then renewable energy technology or energy efficiency technology, that project will be funded by the Clean Energy, National Clean Energy Fund, right? So, but no project more than 40% of the money will be allotted by the fund. Maximum is 40%. Okay. Then one interesting thing I am going to tell you. There is a project for Indo-French project for study the effects of climate change on farming. And climate change is happening. How does it affect the farming? How does it affect the agriculture? So there is a Indo-French project. Where is why it is interesting? And this project is being carried out in Gundlupete Taluk of Chamarajnagar, right? Indo-French project, Gundlupete Taluk. It will be asked in your exam, right? Indo-French project to study effects of climate change on farming, right? So the project name is Adaptation of Irrigated Agriculture to Climate Change. So agriculture, irrigated agriculture, and agriculture which has got irrigation facilities, canal irrigation or groundwater irrigation, whatever it is. So how does it adapt to climate change? The research is taking place in the Gundlupete Taluka of Chamarajnagar. This fact you must know because it will be asked in your state services exam, Karnataka especially. Then one more important concept is National Mission for Electric Mobility. This mission is very important, especially towards now we are moving towards what? Electric mobility, e-vehicles, right? So National Mission for Electric Mobility. So it aims to increase the electric vehicles manufacturing in India, providing the charging infrastructure, reducing the cost of production, right? And also conducting research with respect to electric vehicles. And what else? Provide funding. So all these things are the aims of this mission. So why do we need a national mission on electric mobility? And one, the petroleum resources are reducing, right? That is one thing. Environment is degrading, and so these are the reasons we need such a mission. So what is the barrier for this mission? So even though electric vehicles are there, people want fossil fuel vehicles only. So people mindset is the first barrier. Then earlier there was not much mission mode approach. Andre government itself was not interested in these things, but now there is much interest in the electric vehicles, right? So there will be authority under this. What will be the authority? Andre National Clean Energy Mission Authority, and there will be one authority under this, right? So this is, so when it comes to clean energy, electric energy, you should know about this FAME program, which I discussed in earlier class, faster adoption of mobility in electric mobility. So there is FAME 1, FAME 2. What is it about, Andre? It is about electric mobility that you should know. Next, one more concept I'm going to discuss, environmental education, awareness and training scheme. Andre, providing environmental education and increasing the awareness among the public about the importance of environment. So this is a central scheme, central sector scheme, launched in the year 1983-84. In that year it was launched, right? So environmental education and awareness increase madake. And here they are going to involve the NGOs, social media, mass media and everyone. At that time there was no social media when this project was started in 1983-84. So it is mass media. So one more such campaign is National Environmental Awareness Campaign. One different campaign. 1986 ali this campaign starts. National Environmental Awareness Campaign. So to increase the environmental awareness among the public. It's a multimedia campaign. So using the multimedia, TV channels and all those things. So they provide, this campaign provides financial assistance to schools, colleges to increase the environmental awareness. So during our school times, we were made to draw, take part in projects, make some projects. Homeworks were given on environmental friendly ideas, right? So those things were funded by this campaign, National Environmental Awareness Campaign. So they conduct seminars, workshops, training programs and all those things. So, and also folk dance and everything. So even uttering the Panchatantra story itself is an environmental awareness, right? Panchatantra is all about environment. So we are a nation of, so where environment is ingrained in our DNA. So environmental protection is there in our DNA. So next, the last concept under this is Eco Clubs, National Green Corps, CORPS. So just like National Cadet Corps, NCC, there is a National Green Corps, Eco Club. So what is it, Andre? What does this do? It is going to educate the children about the importance of environment. Same thing. And also it mobilizes the youth. Youth na they are going to take to forest and make them visit the forest. All those things they are going to do so that youth will become interested in the environment. Then the last program is GLOBE program. It is also global learning and observations to benefit environment. This is also environmental awareness campaign. So it is an international campaign started in the year 2000, right? So under this there will be globe schools anta irutte. So where the teachers are going to educate the students in environmentally important concepts, the importance of environment, the importance of preservation of environment, what are the side effects of degradation, all those things. Okay, so now this is all about the concept, that is institutions and measures. So now I am going to talk about environmental organizations in India. Environmental organizations, see, these organizations are very, very important. Environmental organizations ಯಾವ್ದಾವ್ದಿದೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ? In India. So the first organization I'm going to talk about is the Animal Welfare Board of India. There is a board, Animal Welfare Board, which is taking care of the animals, right? So it is a government body. So This is a statutory body. Statutory body andre it is based on the law. Based on a law, it has been formed, and it is a advisory body. It advises the government on the laws aimed at protecting the animals, right? So it's a statutory body that you should never remember. So based on a law, it has been found. What law? Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960. So few years back there was a person who had thrown a dog from the balcony and the dog died. So he was prosecuted under this act, Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960. Based on this organization was started in Animal Welfare Board of India was started in 1962. 1962 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಬರೋದು 1960 ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಶುರು ಆಗೋದು 1962 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ವೆಲ್ಫೇರ್ಗೆ ಇಡೀ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, the entire world, this is one of the first organizations specific towards animal protection. So who is the person behind this organization andre? It is Srimati Rukmini Devi Arundale. She is the person behind Animal Welfare Board of India. Name is very important. Rukmini Devi Arundale, right? So where is the headquarters of this organization andre? It is in Chennai. Chennai is the headquarters. See, when it comes to ornithology, what is ornithology? Study of birds. So who is a person, famous ornithologist from India? Salim Ali. So there is Salim Ali Center of Ornithology. Where is it? Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore, right? So they will ask. Salim Ali Center for, just like that when it comes to animal welfare, you should know that Srimati Rukmini Devi Arundale. So what are the functions of this body? It is aimed towards prevention of cruelty. Animals na cruelty towards animals. You should not beat the animals, you should not make them starve, you should not kill them, all those things. So there was one incident last year in Belur Taluk of Hassan. So some 30 monkeys were killed, poisoned. So that person was also prosecuted under this act, right? So it is a advisory body, andre it doesn't have any powers, it just advises. So what is the aim andre? Reduce the unnecessary pain and suffering for animals. Animal pain na reduce ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Why? When andre while you are transporting the animals from one place to other place and you have kept it in captivity, when you have captured the animals, you should reduce the pain and suffering of the animals, right? See, when they are transporting the animals, they will be like pushed into the truck just like anything. So they will be injured. A lot of mental agony will be there. So all these things you have to avoid. And it says the vehicle should be designed in such a way that the animals will be happy traveling, right? So that is also design the vehicles in a good way. And also construction of sheds and other things. Proper sheds should be constructed and veterinary care should be provided for the animals. That is what this Animal Welfare Board of India says. And it says that slaughterhouses, Kasai-khane, should be scientifically designed and kill the animals in a humane way possible. How to kill the animals in humane way? Killing itself is inhuman. But this board says you should kill it in a humane way. I don't know. So, and it says unwanted animals should be destroyed. So if there is a threat from any animal, just like bird flu, all the chicken are killed. So you should destroy them after rendering them insensible to suffering. Andre you should give them some anesthesia or something and then kill them, right? So that they won't get to know that they are being killed. And also it gives financial assistance to the rescue homes, animal homes irutala, rescue homes, animal shelters, all those things. And it is going to cooperate with other animal welfare bodies, like which are the bodies? PETA, prevention of what is that body? PETA or what is that body? Animal care body. There is one organization. So that kind of bodies which take care of animals, So for them, this body is going to give, Animal Welfare Organization of India is going to give financial assistance and also supervise them, right? Supervise these organizations. So I'm going to tell which is that body. I cannot resist the curiosity. People for Animals. People for Animals. PFAI organization. People for Animals. So that is one organization. There are many organizations like that. Okay. So these organizations are supervised by this Animal Welfare Board of India, and also it provides medical care to the animals. Medical care, veterinary care, everything will be provided, and it focuses on humane treatment of animals. So if you are domesticated a dog or a cat, you should treat them humanely, not inhumanely. And if they are being used in some movie or something, they should be given proper food and taken proper care. So these are the things, and this body consists of, Animal Welfare Body consists of 28 members, and each member tenure is 3 years. It's a 28-member body. Then, so this is all about the Animal Welfare Board of India. I am going to next talk about the Central Zoo Authority. So Central Zoo Authority, andre, it is going to monitor the zoos in India, whatever the zoos that are there. So this was formed in 1992, right? So it is based on the Wildlife Protection Act 1991. Sorry, it was formed in 1992. So 1991 ali Wildlife Protection Act 1972 is amended. Once it is amended, this Central Zoo Authority was formed, right? So here it is going to prescribe the standards for the zoo, what should be the standards in a zoo, right? How the animals should be displayed, what should be the quality of food, what should be the quality of the caretakers, everything will be given by this organization, and it is going to recognize the zoo. If you cannot just start a zoo like that, you should get recognition, permission from the Central Zoo Authority, right? Okay, so what are the function? The function is looking after the veterinary care, whether the veterinary care is properly provided, and also whether there is minimum standard of housing, whether the animals are having minimum proper care, and also how the organization zoo is functioning, whether it is functioning properly, and also it de-recognizes the zoo. If a zoo is not doing well, if it is impacting cruelty of animals, that it will be de-recognized, and also it is going to find the endangered species and take them to the zoos for captive breeding. Captive breeding andre you are going to increase the population in a confined environment, so under human supervision, right? And also it focuses on loaning of animals, loaning or a sea. Now we are aiming to bring cheetah from Africa. So Indian cheetah is extinct. So in there, Asian cheetah is there in Iran, but they are not willing to give. So we are importing from Africa, African cheetah. That's a different species. But that is like taking loan from there, animal loan. So that loaning will be looked after by this Central Zoo Authority, and it is going to prepare the books on endangered species, which are the species which are endangered, and also it also prescribes how a animal should be displayed in the zoo, whether they should be grills or they should be glass ceiling, and all those things. So how it should be displayed, right? So can you display a cobra with the grills? Because it will come out of the grill. So glass ceiling is a better way. And also it focuses on training the zoo personnel. These people should be trained, or else they will either kill the animal or get killed by the animal. So there should be proper training and research. Research is also focused by this organization. So these are the basic things, functions, and what is the power of this organization? The recognition of zoos. It recognizes the zoo, and it gives permission. So if a zoo wants to buy some animals, the permission is given by the Central Zoo Authority, and also licenses, certificates, everything. You can actually adopt an animal in the zoos, right? So you can adopt, but adopt means you cannot take it home. You can just give some funds for it, food, and take care, right? You won't be allowed to live with that animal also. You can just go and watch them maybe, that's all. Okay. So next important body in India is the National Biodiversity Authority of India, NBA. Very important body. It focuses on biodiversity, right? You know what is biodiversity. I have explained it multiple times. Where is this National Biodiversity Authority? And it is in Chennai. It is in Chennai. So it is a statutory body. So it was established in 2003 based on the National Biodiversity Act 2002. Biodiversity Act anta 2002 alli barutte. So based on that Act 2003 alli, this Biodiversity Authority body is established. It's a autonomous body. Autonomous andre it takes its own decision and it gives advice to the government. Advice to the government on biodiversity, conservation of biodiversity, sustainable use of biodiversity, sharing of biodiversity resources. Andre biodiversity ilda, so forest resources, they are resources. How do we share it among all the people, right? How do we conserve the biodiversity? How do we access the biodiversity resources? So all these things are advised by this body, Biodiversity Authority of India. What is the objective of this body, Andre? So if somebody wants to use the intellectual property from the biodiversity, they have to take the permission from this authority. And see, in this biodiversity has got lot of medicinal and scientific properties. If there is some medicine which is available in our biodiversity, some foreigner wants to exploit or Indian wants to exploit, they have to take the permission from this body, or else they cannot utilize the resource, right? That is one thing. Then it will impose the condition of benefit sharing. And some foreigner wants to use the biodiversity of India, so he has discovered something. So he will also need to have some benefit. So benefit will be shared between India and that person, and the sharing basis will be decided by this body. And also it recognizes the knowledge of local people, knowledge, traditional tribals have lot of knowledge about biodiversity, the medicines and everything. That is given recognition by this body. So what are the functions? And as I said, it advises the central government and also it advises the state government, right? So, and it opposes the grant of intellectual rights. There is some biodiversity resource, the intellectual property board cannot give just like that IPR to that resource. They have to take the permission of this board, right? Only then they can give. But this board anyhow won't give permission. So why should we give the intellectual property right to someone else? Of our own biodiversity, it should not be given, right? So, and also no person can transfer the knowledge of biodiversity or biological resource, some plant or some animal in the enaru benefit idre, that knowledge should not be shared except the permission of this authority. The authority should give permission in writing. In writing it has to give. Then only he can transfer the knowledge to some other person. Okay, then, so this is about the National Biodiversity Authority. Then you have state biodiversity boards. They come under the state government, right? What does it do? On the same thing. Access to biodiversity, conservation of biodiversity, sharing of benefits because of biodiversity, all those things. So it also focuses on commercial utilization. How do we utilize the biodiversity in a profitable way? So in a sustainable way, right? So that it won't get exhausted for next generation. That suggestion is given by this body. So then you have the third level, local level biodiversity management committees. So state, national level, National Biodiversity Authority, state level, State Biodiversity Board, local level, local biodiversity management committees, BMC. So they also focus on same thing, conservation of biodiversity. Okay. So this is about the Biodiversity Authority. Next I am going to talk about the Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. There is a Crime Control Bureau. Wildlife crime andre hunting of the wildlife, transporting the wildlife illegally, all those things, killing it for meat. So just like CBI, there is a Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. So it is a statutory body. Andre based on some act, it has been based on which act? Wildlife Protection Act 1972. This organization has been started in 2007. It is a statutory body, 2007. So it complements the effort of the state government. See, the crime comes under the jurisdiction of state government, law and order. But this body complements the work of the state government, right? So what are the functions of this body? So first thing is, it aims to have a centralized wildlife crime data bank, just like National Crime Records Bureau, right? Wildlife crime guno one record irutte, that is maintained by this National Crime Control Bureau, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. And also it collects intelligence about wildlife crime, in what pattern wildlife crime is being perpetuated. So what are the methods used by the criminals? All these intelligence, who is transporting where, they will also have some spies. So spies are not the SPICE, SPIES, spies, Gudacharro. Then it is going to coordinate the action with state government. So state government is the series, they are going to protect the wildlife, and also it implements the international conventions and protocols with respect to wildlife protection. All these things are implemented, and also it gives assistance to foreign countries. Foreign country wants some, see, suppose some foreign animal is transported into India. The foreign country says to Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, please protect that animal and hand it over back to us. That facilitation is given by the Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. And also it gives infrastructure. It has proper secretariat and infrastructure. And also it trains the officers in professional investigation. How to, because see, human crimes are different from animal crimes. So it has to be investigated in a professional way. That training is given by this body. And also it advises the government on protecting the wildlife. Wildlife protection advice kuda kodutte. Okay. So next I am going to talk about the National Lake Conservation Program. Lakes and tanks. So this program is started by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, MOEFCC, right? So yavaga idu start agutte? It starts in 2001. National Lake Conservation Program starts in 2001. So it aims to reduce the pollution in the lakes and reduce the encroachment of lakes. So in Bangalore, whatever the lakes are there, now all big builders have built apartments, right? So pollution and degradation in the urban areas try to be controlled by this National Lake Conservation Program. So it focuses on both urban area and semi-urban area. Semi-urban andre, this is Biddi and all those areas, Kengeri, all those areas, right? So it also aims to reduce the wastewater discharge into lakes. So pollution ellinda barutte? By wastewater discharge. So that has to be recycled before letting it into the lakes. That is one thing. And also it aims to have an ecosystem approach. So it aims to protect the entire ecosystem of lake, not just the lake water. The entire ecosystem is aimed to be protected, right? What is the activities? So National Lake Conservation Program anta bandre, which is a lake which is very infamous in Bengaluru? Infamous lake. Infamous andre polluted. Bellandur Lake, frothing. So even your Majestic bus stand, it was a lake earlier. What was the lake name? Majestic bus stand, it was asked in one of the exams. Dharmambudhi Lake. Majestic bus stand, whatever the area, it was earlier Dharmambudhi Lake. And there was one more lake called Kempambudhi Lake. So all the Bengaluru was a city of lakes actually. So unfortunately destroyed. So even this kind of a temperature was not there earlier. So Bengaluru always remained cool. You know this, right? This British choose this area for the establishing their cantonment based on the climate of here. So the climate, how tall is Bangalore from mean sea level? 940, 920 meters. So this is actually equal to the altitude of, it is more than Dehradun. More than Dehradun, almost equal to the Shivaliks. Shivalik mountain height. Even Asan is also same level. So Asan is, that's why called as poor man's Ooty. Huh? Okay, so that is why they chose this Bengaluru as a cantonment area. That have a lot of lakes. So even your General Reginald Dyer, who is that person? He studied in Bishop Cotton School, Reginald Dyer. And even that guy, Arthur Wellesley. So who fought against Tipu in 3rd Anglo-Mysore War? 4th, Arthur Wellesley. 4th, yeah, when Tipu was defeated. So they come via Bangalore actually. So Arthur Wellesley was staying in Bangalore. So why Arthur Wellesley is famous for? Whom did he defeat? Tipu Sultan in India. In the world, he is famous in the world actually. He defeated for Napoleon in Battle of Waterloo. Arthur Wellesley. So he is the brother of this Lord Wellesley. Right? So he also stayed in Bangalore. So Bangalore has got so much history. So lot of lakes are being destroyed. Okay, so what is the programs under this National Lake Conservation Program? Andre, prevention of pollution from both point sources and non-point sources. Point sources andre, you can determine exactly from where the pollution is coming. Right? Just maybe a tube or maybe some drain. But non-point, you don't know from where the pollution is coming. Right? So that is one thing, and also it aims to clean the lakes. Clean the lakes by various measures. De-weeding, bioremediation, all those methods. Nutrient reduction, right? All those things. Desilting, everything is done. So it aims to treat the catchment area of the lake. Catchment area and the area where the water, so the area around the lake within which the water, whatever the water falls will come to the lake itself. That is catchment area. It need not be limited to the lake itself. It may be some 1 kilometer around the lake. So what is the condition andre? The water dropping on that area should join the lake. That is the condition for catchment area. So catchment area treatment, it aims to treat the storm water drainage, recycle the wastewater, all those things. Okay. So also it aims to increase the public awareness and public participation for lake conservation. So you know this techies favorite program, software techies. Every weekend they will go and do some these kind of activities, cleaning lakes, cleaning this. Good actually. So we are very lazy to do those kind of things. We are busy in competitive exams. Okay. So we are studying for lake conservation. They are doing the lake conservation. That is the difference. So next program, this is all the National Lake Conservation Program. This is all about it. Then national, I'm going to talk about the one more authority under Namami Gange program. The authority is National Ganga River Basin Authority. There's an authority. So who is the head of this authority? National Ganga River Basin Authority is not Prime Minister. I think it is the Minister of Jal Shakti. I'll just check out. I might be wrong as well. Okay, it is the Prime Minister. National Ganga River Basin Authority, it is Prime Minister. But National Mission on Clean Ganga, that is headed by, one second. So there are two authorities where people will get confused. National Mission on Clean Ganga chairman. So it is the secretary of water. Jal Shakti secretary is the head. National Ganga River Basin Authority, it is the prime minister. So it was started in 2009. 2009 only, and it is a statutory body. So it is based on the Environmental Protection Act 1986. Based on this act, this body was started, right? So, and who is the head of National Ganga Governing Council? Namami Gange Governing Council. Okay. So NGRB is led by this thing, Prime Minister. That much you know. Don't go very deep into it. So there are lot of things, lot of bodies by lot of authorities, lot of headed by many authorities. Okay. So what does this NGRBA focuses on? Focuses on financing the cleaning of Ganga, monitoring the cleaning, and also coordination, everything, right? So it aims to abate the pollution, andre reducing the pollution in the Ganga area. So it has an approach called river basin approach, andre to clean the lake, you should not river, you should not just clean it, clean the river itself. You should clean the entire basin from where the water drops and collects to the river. So it aims to abate the pollution or reduce the pollution in the entire Ganga river basin, right? So it has got both developmental and regulatory powers. Andre regulate and controlling the authorities below it, and also develop the Ganga area. Both these powers this body has got. So what are the powers, andre? One is preparing a river basin management plan. The entire basin, it is going to have a plan, right? Where does the water come from? Where we will recycle it? Where will we make it to join the main river? Right? Where will we stop the pollution? So the entire thing, right? And also it aims to regulate the activities permitted on the Ganga. If boating is permitted, swimming is permitted, what are the various activities? If puja is permitted, if the dead bodies, throwing of dead bodies is permitted, all these things are regulated. And it aims to maintain a ecological flow. Ecological flow andre minimum flow in the river. That is aimed to be protected always. That is called as Aviral Dara. So there are two things under Namami Gange called Aviral Dara, Nirmal Dara. Aviral Dara means minimum water should be flowing all the time. That is the ecological flow. Nirmal Dara andre clean water should be flowing. That is the thing. Then it aims to build sewage infrastructure. So all these areas, Kanpur, whichever is located, they throw all their waste into the river, right? Sewage infrastructure, increasing the public awareness, information dissemination about how much the water is polluted, in which stretch the water is polluted, what can be done to the reduction of it. All these things are done by this authority. It aims to conduct research also with respect to this, with respect to protecting the Ganga river, right? So this is all about the National Ganga River Basin Authority, basic functions, who is the head of the authority, when was it established, all these things. Okay, so National Ganga River Basin Authority 2009 ala. NGRBA, when was it started? Okay, NGRBA start year, it has been not mentioned in the book. (2009) NGRBA. So National Ganga Council, who is the head? National Ganga Council also chairman only. The chairman is Prime Minister only. NGRBA also Prime Minister only. Please remember. Okay, the last body under India is the Wildlife Trust of India. Wildlife Trust of India, it is in Dehradun, right? So it's a NGO. NGO, as non-governmental organization, founded in the year 1998. So what does it aim at? To conserve the nature, protect the species, the same things. It aims to curb the illegal wildlife trade, right? Involve the local communities, all those things. Just know that it is an NGO started in 1998, sorry. So this is about the bodies within India. Now comes the very important topic, most hot topic for your exams, international organizations and conventions under environment. So if you forget the entire environment, I don't care. Whatever I do now is important, exceptionally important for your exams. International organizations and conventions. Organizations and so all the organizations and conventions I'm going to discuss whatever is there, the major organizations. It's impossible to cover all the organizations. So major organizations I'm going to discuss. So the first organization is United Nations Environment Program, UNEP. UNEP. When was UNEP started? 1960s. UNEP starting year. So the books doesn't have all the information. 1972. 1972 is the year UNEP was started. So it's a global environmental authority. Environment ಬಗ್ಗೆ it is one of the most important authority. It sets the agenda for environmental protection and it focuses on the implementation of the environmental laws, right? LAWS. So it also focuses on sustainable development. That is the functioning of this body. So this is the world's highest environmental decision making body. 1972 will start agutte. I'm going to tell you the date also because it is 5th June. That is the Environment Day. 5th June 1972. So where is the headquarters of this body? Andre, it is in Kenya, Nairobi. Kenya is the headquarters of the body. Please write down, right? So it holds meeting biennially. Biennially means once in 2 years. Once in 2 years the meeting is going to take place. So there what they do, they are going to discuss the environmental policies. What are the policies are there? And also pass the resolutions. Environmental protection resolutions are passed. And also it takes intergovernmental action. So they discuss the intergovernmental action, where what the various governments are doing with respect to protecting the environment, that they are going to discuss. So what is the history of this UNEP? So under UNEP, see, there is United Nations Environmental Assembly. This assembly is conducted once in 2 years. So it is a function or the assembly of the UNEP, right? Once in 2 years. So what is the history of this assembly, Andre? So the important meeting was in 2012. 2012, the meeting was called as UN Conference on Sustainable Development, Rio Plus 20. Rio Plus 20 andre no? What do you mean by Rio Plus 20? Earth Summit yavagaitu? 1992. Where? Rio de Janeiro. Now I am talking about 2012. It is Rio plus 20 years alva. So that is what. So the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development, June 2012 agutte. That is the United Nations Environmental Assembly. So that is one of the most important. Now let us trace the entire history. When did this assembly start, Andre? See, the first assembly was United Nations Conference on Human Environment, 1972, where? Stockholm alli agutte, right? So there they focus on environmental governance, right? How do we govern? Adadmele Wildlife Protection Act, everything comes into India. So they focus on environmental governance. So What did they do? What these assemblies have done over the year? Andre, to tackle the illegal trade in wildlife. Illegal trade ಬಗ್ಗೆ, then monitoring the air quality, formulating environmental laws, that is Paris law or various other laws, financing for green economy, collecting finance for the environment, and also sustainable development, all those things. So this UNEP has also contributed for the SDGs 2030 agenda for sustainable development. This also contributed. Not only that, they focus on environmental protection as well as social development. Samajika Belvanigo, they also focus. So the third environmental assembly took place in 2017, the recent one, 2017 ali. So what is the aim of this assembly andre? So theme. So every assembly will have a theme ala. So meeting theme. The theme is towards a pollutant free planet. Towards a pollutant free planet is the theme of this. Andre, there should be no pollution in the planet. That is what this third assembly speaks about. So it adopted a ministerial declaration. All the ministers are going to meet in this third assembly and they take up a declaration. What is the declaration? To reduce the marine plastics, marine plastic litter, marine plastic litter as well as microplastic. Marine areas also have lot of microplastic. Where does this microplastic grow? And the biggest source is the cosmetics. So men, of course, they don't use much cosmetics. So women are responsible for plastic pollution, microplastic pollution in the world, right? And also the ministerial conference, ministerial declaration also spoke about, apart from the microplastics, it spoke about reducing the lead acid batteries and the pollution arising out of it. Lead acid batteries. So 2017 admele, see, biennially the fourth session took place in 2019, that is in Nairobi. So Nairobi, where is in Nairobi? Kenya. So there India passed two resolutions in 2019, very important resolution. One is the banning of single-use plastic, India specific resolution, banning of single-use plastic, and also sustainable nitrogen management was also passed under this, managing the sustainable nitrogen management. And what was the theme of 2019 meet andre? Innovative solutions for environmental challenges. That is the meeting theme. That is innovative solutions for environmental challenges. Okay. So here India passed this sustainable nitrogen management resolution. What is sustainable nitrogen management? See, nitrogen is two things. One is natural nitrogen, another is anthropogenic nitrogen. Anthropogenic nitrogen is what the problem is. Natural nitrogen is not the problem, right? So because of this anthropogenic nitrogen, there is all kinds of pollution, water pollution, air pollution, and terrestrial pollution, everything, even human health, ozone depletion, everything is because of nitrogen pollution. That nitrogen has to be sustainably managed. That is what this 2019 India's resolution speak about. So under this, I am going to talk about one more thing called Champions of Earth Award. Champions of Earth Award. So this award, it is the highest UN honor. United Nations alli, this is the highest honor for environmental Champions of Earth Award. So this award was started in 2005, under which there are 5 categories. 5 category award kodtare. What are the categories specifically? No need, impossible to ask. Maybe asked in UPSC exam, because UPSC you don't know what they'll ask. So this award, this person is very, very important, called as Afroz Shah. Afroz Shah is an Indian. He got this award in 2016. Why? The category is Action and Inspiration category. Afroz Shah, what is his achievement? Very young person, talented person. He's a lawyer or something. I've seen him. Of course, on the TV. So he cleaned this Warsaw beach in Mumbai. So so you just Google. I'll just show you how was Warsaw beach before Afroz Shah's initiative and how he cleaned it. There's a Warsaw beach. There was lot of litter which was spread on the Warsaw beach. He cleaned the entire beach with the help of the civil society. So that is about Afroz Shah. Then under policy leadership, this award was given in 2018 to one more Indian. 2018 under policy leadership. 2018. Who is that person? Okay, he is the most famous person in India now. Your Prime Minister, Appa, Narendra Modi ji got the award in 2018. Champions of Earth Award. 2018, Narendra Modi ji. 2016, Afroz Shah. Possible question. So I'm going to show you this Warsaw beach. Very inspiring action. Warsaw beach. Here it is. So, ಎಷ್ಟು kg? There was some millions of, some lakhs of tons they cleared. See, 5 million kg of trash. 5 million is 50 lakh kg of trash they cleared. So I'm going to show you how the beach was there, how the beach was before Afroz Shah's cleanup. See, this was the beach before his cleanup. Let it load. See how it was there before his cleanup. See how clean it has become. So this is actually inspiring action. Also after this, he aimed to clean this Mithi river in Mumbai. So the river joins the Arabian Sea. He started cleaning. I don't know what happened to that. Mithi and the river is there. So he aimed to clean that. Okay. So this is a very inspiring action actually. Okay. So next, so this is about the Champions of Earth Award. So next, Asia Environmental Enforcement Award. Asia, this is an award given by UNEP, Asia Environment Enforcement Award. So this is given to individuals as well as government officials for preventing the transboundary environmental crime. Transboundary environmental crime andre across the border of the nation, if you carry out a crime, andre alli gandhad mara kaddi il tandu maradu, alli yado pranin kaddi il tandu maradu, killing an animal and selling it here in India, Nepal, India, Sri Lanka. So it aims yarige kodtare andre who get this award andre both individuals and government organizations are going to get this award based on implementation. Andre if they actually implement a act or a policy, then they are going to get this award. And the national laws will be there, national laws. Who enforces these laws? They are going to get this award, right? So 2018 only one organization gets this award in India, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, what I spoke about. So when was this bureau started? 2007, I told you. So 2018 only this bureau gets this award, right? So why did this get this organization get it award? Andre it adopted innovative measures to curb the wildlife crime. Innovative measures. Andre what innovative measure? Online wildlife crime database. It started a database, online database to prevent the wildlife crime. Right? That is why this got the award. Right? So India has got this award twice. So this is all about the awards. Now I am going to start the international awards organizations is done. So international conventions I am going to start. The first important convention is United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. So which is this conference? Your favorite conference, Rio Summit, Earth Summit. The official name for it, see, 1972 United Nations Conference on Human Environment. 1992 United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. 2012 the conference name is United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development. Please notice the difference in the names, right? So this 1992, should I repeat it? 1972 United Nations Conference on Human Environment. 1992 UN Conference on Environment and Development. 2012 United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development. So this 1992 UNCED, it is also called as Rio Summit or Earth Summit, happens in Brazil. So what it aims to study the patterns of pollution, how the pollutions are being carried out, in what pattern it is being carried out. It also aims to produce alternative energies, sustainable energies. Also it aims to increase the public transportation so that the pollution is reduced. So also it aims to, the fourth aim is reduce the scarcity of water. That is the fourth aim. So this summit, because of this summit, 3 important documents come. What are the 3 important documents? Write down. The first document is Rio Declaration on Environment and Development. That is the first document, Rio Declaration on Environment and Development. I am going to discuss what it is. Second document is Agenda 21. Third document is Forest Principles. Forest Principles. Not only that, it also gave 2 legally binding agreements. Write down. 2 legally binding agreements were given. What are these 2 agreements? Andre? CBD, Convention on Biological Diversity. That is the first agreement, and UNFCCC, your favorite, UNFCCC. Okay. So this Rio Declaration idiyala, so this Rio Declaration, it contains of various environmental principles, how to protect the environment. So it consists of 27 principles to aim towards reducing the pollution and protecting the environment. Totally 27 principles are there under Rio Declaration. That is all about Rio Declaration. You need not know any further. It aims towards sustainable development. So next is Agenda 21. Agenda 21. What is this 21 number? 2021. 21st century, yaar. 21st century. So this also, Agenda 21 also aims at sustainable development. So this Agenda 21, it gives a comprehensive blueprint. It gives a blueprint of national action, international action, and local action for sustainable development. All 3 levels it is going to give. Then local Agenda 21 anta one more small concept. Local agenda andre what should be the efforts at the local level to protect the environment. That is local Agenda 21. There is one more agenda called Agenda 21 for Culture. So Agenda 21 for Culture, this was signed in 2002. 2002. So what is this about, Andre? Local cultures are there. Various countries have various cultures. How this culture is symbiont or goes good with the environmental protection, or how the cultural policies of a government is going to help the environmental protection. For example, in an Islamic country, there are certain cultural policies. Is it good for the environment or is it bad for the environment? Right? So the culture of the Jumming people, that is slash and burn technique, is to burn the forest. Is it good or bad for the environment? Right? That is cultural policies. Right? So the cultures have to be developed for environmental protection. That is what this Agenda 21 for Culture speaks about. Then Rio plus 5 summit. Rio plus 5 summit. When does it happen? Rio plus 5. Rio happens in 1992. Plus 5 andre 97. Rio plus 5 happens in 97. So they aim to appraise, andre illivargu from in 5 years what we have done, that they aim to talk about, right? So they say there has been lot of globalization, so environment is degrading, the same old crying they repeat, right? So next is Johannesburg Summit. Johannesburg Summit is called Rio Plus 10, 2002 allagutte. There will be a Johannesburg plan of implementation anta they are going to give, Johannesburg plan of implementation. So this is also called as a World Summit on Sustainable Development. So 2012 agadu UN Summit on Sustainable Development, 2002 World Summit on Sustainable Development. So they say that 2002 alli, since we have hit the 21st century, we have to implement the Agenda 21 properly, and also we have to implement the Millennium Development Goals properly. So what is Millennium Development Goals? When was it started? Millennium andre. So we entered a new millennium. So just like this was there before SDG, or is it even there now? MDG, Millennium Development Goals. It ended in 2015, right? It was from 2000 to 2015. Totally 8 goals were there. How many goals are there under SDG? 17 goals. MDG, there were 8 goals, right? So it ended in 2015. Okay. So that was all about Johannesburg Summit. Where is Johannesburg? South Africa. Then Rio Plus 20. So this is United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development. I told you already. Where does it happen? Same place, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So where is Rio de Janeiro? Brazil, you know. Where in Brazil? Have you seen the map? It is on the Atlantic coast. Atlantic coast. It's a coastal city, Rio de Janeiro. What is famous in Rio de Janeiro? I think there is a Jesus statue there. Very big Jesus statue. I'm going to just check out. I am 90% sure. Rio de Janeiro. Yes, it is. Jesus statue is in Rio de Janeiro. The statue name is Christ the Redeemer. So they might ask. I think it is one of the wonders of the world. Where did it go? Yeah. So is it one of the wonders of the world? Yes. So it is one of the wonders of the world. How many wonders are there? 7 only are there. Wow, okay, let us discuss this also. What are the 7 wonders? One is, apart from that, you don't know anything. See, write down Giza Pyramids, Egypt. Wonder is Giza Pyramids, Egypt. Tell me one more wonder. Statue of Liberty na. Neene kodbekappa Statue of Liberty ge. Who gave that wonder idappa? Nobody gave it. There are only 7 wonders. Great Wall of China. Great Wall of China. Then Petra. Where is Petra? Jordan. It's an ancient city. Petra, 312 BC. Then Colosseum, Rome, Italy. 5th one is Chichen Itza. Chichen Itza, Yucatan, Mexico. Yucatan Peninsula, it is in Mexico. Chichen Itza. Then Peru, Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu in Peru. And of course your Taj Mahal. So when was it constructed? Which year? Okay, who constructed it? In the memory of 1643. Then, okay. Then Christ the Redeemer, Rio de Janeiro. When was this? Which is the latest one constructed one? Recent one, recently constructed. Which is the oldest, which is the newest? Tell me that at least. The newest is Rio de Janeiro, Christ the Redeemer. The oldest is Giza Pyramids, Egypt. Clear? So, UPSC, pakka no question. Your PSI, all those exams, they might ask. Okay, so here the world leaders met in 2012. Not only the leaders, the private sector, NGOs, everyone they met. They focused on not only the environment but also reducing the poverty, because poverty increases, the destruction on environment also increases, because fuel wood, collect, stealing the timber, all those things will increase. Pollution will increase, right? So that is one thing. So there are two main themes for this summit. The first theme is green economy, and we will develop our economy, but that should be a green economy. That is the goal of this, and reducing the poverty. That is the first goal. And the second theme is international coordination. Andre, to stop the pollution, all the countries should come together. There should be a coordination, right? So they pledged, at this summit, they pledged $513 billion for protecting the environment. $513 billion. So this is all about your Rio summit. Next, Convention on Biological Diversity 1992, CBD, very important. So the National Biodiversity Authority happens in India 2002 only, 10 years later. So this is a binding agreement. Andre, if a country signs it, it is legally binding, right? So this, they say that the biodiversity, you know what is biodiversity? It is a common concern of the humankind. Humans, it is very important, right? So we have to protect the environment also. We have to go for development also. So go for sustainable development. So it aims to protect all the ecosystems, all forest, desert, everything, all species and all the genes. What is the objectives of the CBD? So one is conservation. Second is access to biodiversity. And biodiversity, lot of resources are there, minerals, timber, all those things. We have to equal access for everybody. Third is sustainable use. And use it so that it won't get depleted. Fourth is equitable sharing of benefits. Not only one industry will destroy all the environment, collectively we all will destroy. That is, sustainably we will use it and equitably share the resources among all the sections. So even coal generation, everybody should share equally. So on our behalf, government is, that is why mining the coal. Coal India Limited, that is the only organization. Now they have given licenses for various authorities. So also it focuses on transfer of biodiversity and the genetic resources. So protecting the genetic resources and also transfer of technology. If there is any technology to protect the biodiversity, how it is being transferred among the countries, and also funding for protecting the biodiversity, that is also focused under this Convention on Biodiversity. So when it comes to CBD itself is not very important, but there are supplementary protocols to CBD. The first important protocol is Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety. Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety to CBD, very, very important protocol. So what is biosafety? Biosafety andre protecting the human environment and also protecting the human health and also health of the environment. From what? From what? See, you know biotechnology. Biotechnology is meddling with the biodiversity to gain some benefits. So if it backfires, what happens? you have watched this movie Species. There's one movie called Species. So they are going to insert some gene in some, they are going to create some new animal, right? Biotechnology, and it is going to end up killing all the humans, right? Like that. So adverse effect of biotechnology to stop the, to protect humans and environment from adverse effect of the biotechnology. So it focuses on two things. One is access to and transfer of technology. Who should get access to biotechnology? Andre, who can access biotechnology, technology based on biological resources, and how it is transferred between countries and within the country. And also, second aspect it focuses on is biosafety or safety of this technology, right? So, what is the objective? Andre, the objective is, see, there are living organisms or living modified organisms. Living modified organisms, andre, some organism is there, you put some other gene into it, it becomes living modified organisms. So that organism, if you are, how to handle it safely, how to transfer it from one place to another place safely, so that they focus upon. And so mainly they focus on transboundary movement. Transboundary movement is from one country to another country. See, during the period of Obama, he had visited France or UK. UK, I think. Yeah, he visited UK. In UK, as a gift of friendship, they gave a plant to Obama. Obama took this plant to USA, but at that time, this was in 2015-16. So whatever the plants or animal products which comes from outside the country, they have to be quarantined for 15 days before allowing it to be planted or used. So they quarantined this plant and the plant died within 15 days. So during Obama time. So that is the why I told this example, andre transboundary movement of organisms and plants, right? So this is an additional agreement, and the CBD, this is a supplementary agreement or additional agreement. So it focuses on import and export of living modified organisms. You know what is living modified organisms? Import and export. And if you are exporting, it should be exported in a safe manner, right? Not that. Have you watched this movie? Which is that movie, of Surya again? Elamarivu. Have you watched this movie? Elamarivu. So there he will spread some disease, no? That is living modified organism. Bio-war. Bio-war. Okay. So here they say if you are transporting some living modified organism, it should be documented properly. Ellinda ellige hogta ide, what it contains, if there is. So have you watched this movie Snakes? Snakes on the plane, sorry, snakes on a plane. So there will be a plane. So a plane alli humans are also traveling, they will be shipping lot of snakes. The snakes box will get open and all the snakes will come to human cabin. The pilots and all will die. Right? So it's a very scary movie. So in that also, why did he give this example, andre? There will be many varieties of snake. So once a snake bites a person, you have to give exact antidote, anti-venom. If you give some other anti-venom, you will die. Right? So that avaga they are going to check the document. So this snake belongs to which species? What is its antidote? So that kind of document should be there. And also contact details should also be there. Right? So, and also there should be advance informed agreement. See, if you are transporting a living modified organism from one country to another country, there should be agreement between the country, advance information agreement, saying that I am going to transport this product, this organism from you to you. Are you agreeing it? Other authorization should be there, right? I think we should transport all the bad animals to Pakistan. Okay, so why advance information agreement? And see, once this product goes, either it will be directly introduced into their environment, or it might be used for food. right? Some plants or some fruits, it might be used for food, or it might be directly spread into the environment. That is why there should be advance information agreement or advance informed agreement. So it's a written agreement. Written agreement. After this agreement is signed only, the transport will take place. So the agreement should be signed within 270 days. First start adag 270 days it should be signed, right? So how do they sign andre? They are going to assess the risk. If we import this LMO, living modified organism, what is the risk? So after assessing the risk, they are going to sign this agreement. Understood? Understood, right? Once they sign the agreement, so all these advance information agreement or advance advance informed agreement, everything will go to an international body called as Biosafety Clearing House, BCH. So once this Biosafety Clearing House gives green signal, then only you can start the transport process. It is actually very difficult to transport organisms. It is easy to transport humans from one country to other country, but not the animals and plants. So this is about the Cartagena Protocol. Next, one more important protocol, Nagoya Kuala Lumpur Supplementary Protocol. Where is Nagoya? Where is where is Kuala Lumpur? Malaysia. Nagoya is in Japan, yaar. Right. I don't want to get embarrassed. I will also check. Nagoya. Yeah, it is in Japan. Nagoya. So what is this Nagoya Kuala Lumpur Protocol, Andre? So this is a protocol to Convention on Biological Diversity. It is a supplementary protocol. What does it say, Andre? One is, there are two aims. One is access to genetic resources. Biotechnology resources, there should be equal access for all the countries. Then fair and equitable sharing. Andre, these resources obtained from biotechnology should be shared equally among the countries. So under this, there are multiple obligations. Nagoya Kuala Lumpur Protocol, there are multiple obligations. What are the obligations? First one is access obligation. Andre, you are accessing a biotechnology. What is the condition? One, there should be legal certainty. Andre, based on signing agreement only you will be allowed to get access to a biotechnology. Then there should be clear rules for accessing it. Then also, that much is sufficient. Then benefit sharing obligation. If you are sharing some benefit derived out of biotechnology, there are certain obligations. Andre, there should be monetary obligation, non-monetary obligation, all those things are there. There should be equal sharing and that much more than sufficient. Then compliance obligation. Andre, if there is an agreement, you should comply by it. You should not go against the agreement. That is compliance obligation. And if there is a violation, if there is an agreement, that is there is a biotechnology based on some plant or animal, we are using it, we are accessing it, we are sharing it. If there is any dispute, right, how the dispute will be resolved, right? That is this dispute resolution obligation or compliance obligation. How we are going to comply to the agreement of access and benefit sharing. Okay. So next I am going to talk about Nagoya Protocol. So this Nagoya Protocol also addresses the traditional knowledge. Traditional knowledge, Andre, see these genetic resources, biotechnology resources also have traditional background. How we are going to use it? So some tribals have some knowledge with respect to some medicine. Are we giving access to this medicine to the entire world? Are we sharing this with the entire world, right? So are we sharing the entire resources with the entire world? That is what this traditional knowledge protocol speaks about. That is the knowledge of the indigenous people, right? So if you are taking the knowledge of the traditional people, you should obtain the written consent or consent in writing. That is prior informed consent, right? Based on their own laws, community laws. So what is the What is the importance? What is the importance of this Nagoya Protocol? One is it provides legal certainty. It's a legal agreement. How we are going to access the resources, how we are going to use the resources. It is a legal agreement. It provides transparency. If there are two users of genetic resources, biotechnology resources, there will be agreement among them. It provides transparency. Then andre benefit sharing. So there will be just like this. So if you have shares, some profit coming out of some company, how we are going to share the profit? Like that, biotechnology also, how we are going to share it. So there will be agreement. So there might be a biotechnology medicine. Some two companies have developed. How we are going to share the benefit among us, right? So that is biotechnology. This Nagoya Kuala Lumpur Protocol, right? So this is all about the protocol. So this ends the Convention on Biological Diversity. So under this, the next I'm going to talk about biodiversity target. What is biodiversity target? So this was adopted in 2002. 2002 ಅಲ್ಲಿ biodiversity target ಅಂತ introduce ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. What is it ಅಂದ್ರೆ? To increase the biodiversity, they give certain targets. So by this year, our biodiversity should increase by this much. That is the target, right? So by 2010, so they say the biodiversity loss should be reduced. That was the target set in 2002, but as usual, the target was not met. Say, right? So what happens? They are going to give new target called as Strategic Plan for Biodiversity 2011-2020. Strategic Plan for Biodiversity. 1 second. Strategic Plan for Biodiversity 2011 to 2010. So this plan was actually held in where this plan came under in Nagoya. So this plan was started in Japan, right? So this is also along with the strategic plan for biodiversity. They give one more biodiversity target called as AICHI biodiversity target, AICHI biodiversity target for 2011 to 2020. Very, very important target, AICHI biodiversity target, right? So they give a broad biodiversity target and say that these targets should be implemented in the national plan. Nationally also you should achieve these targets, nationally and state-wise, right? Okay, so within 2 years you should implement these targets. Two targets. One is strategic plan on biodiversity. Second is AICHI biodiversity targets. Within 2 years you should implement it in your own country also. So they gave this AICHI biodiversity target. So we started our own target in 2013, national target. So all these things were completed in 2020 itself. So under AICHI biodiversity target, the first goal, so there are multiple goals. First is strategic goal A. Strategic goal A, one is find out the cause of loss of biodiversity. Why biodiversity is reducing. That is the first goal under goal A part for first goal. Then make people aware of the loss of biodiversity, that biodiversity is reducing. Then increase, andre make people value the biodiversity, increase the biodiversity values, right? And also reduce the subsidies which are harmful to the biodiversity. If you are giving fertilizer subsidy is harmful for biodiversity. Reduce that kind of subsidies. And so whatever the natural resources, iron minerals, copper, all those things, use it in a sustainable way. That is what this strategic goal A speaks about. So whatever the goals, AICHI biodiversity target and strategic plan of biodiversity, it should be achieved within 2020. 2020 ಒಳಗೆ ಮುಗಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ they are going to say it, right? Then strategic goal B, what they say? So they say the rate of loss of habitat, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, the loss of these habitat should be halved by 2020. Andre, if the habitat loss is 100%, it should reduce to 50% by 2020 and eventually reduce to 0. And then they focus on protecting the water ecosystem. Andre, reduce overfishing, reduce water pollution, that also they focus upon. And they say sustainable agriculture should be carried out. Agriculture should not poison the soil. Then don't put excess nutrients for the agriculture, right? Then stop invasive alien species. Andre, so invasive alien species are good for biodiversity or bad for biodiversity? Bad, because they are coming from somewhere else. They are going to kill the native species, right? That you reduce. So, and also reduce the human pressure on coral reefs by 2015. All these things they say. Then strategic goal C. What is strategic goal C? So you need not know what are the specific goals, but I'm going to tell the broad framework. I'm saying that, you just know that these are the things that were targeted in HE biodiversity targets. So if they ask what was there in HE biodiversity target, if any of these points are mentioned, you can tick that point as correct. Then, okay, so, and the strategic goal CLE, they say 17% of terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem should be preserved between 2020, 17%, 17. Then extinction of certain species should be prevented. Then genetic diversity, genes diversity should be maintained. Genetic diversity is good or bad? Genetic diversity is good. So if there is close genes, actually that's why they say don't marry in the immediate family, because there will be genetic disorders, right? So preserve the genetic diversity, they say. And one more thing. So this is the strategy goal C. Strategy goal D, what they say. So here it speaks about the societal goals. Societal goals andre increase women empowerment. Women empower, environment is empowered, and increase the ecosystem resilience. Andre make ecosystem stronger so that it is not going to get extincted, and prevent desertification. Andre prevent land getting into desert, becoming a desert. Andre prevent land degradation. Then increase access to genetic resources as said in Convention on Biological Diversity. Genetic resources idre, there are some bio resources, increase access to that. So that is strategic goal D. Strategic goal E is participatory planning and participatory planning andre involve people in protecting the biodiversity, take the help of the people, all the people. And second goal under strategic goal E is preserve the traditional knowledge. Traditional knowledge is good for conserving biodiversity. So preserve those kind of knowledge and involve the local people, I told you. And also knowledge, scientific knowledge towards biodiversity preservation should be, more and more research should be carried out so that scientific knowledge increases with respect to preservation, and also increase the funding for biodiversity preservation. Okay, so this with respect to biodiversity preservation, CBD is very important. So under this Convention on Biodiversity also there is Conference of Parties. So this Conference of Party, one of the COP took place in Hyderabad. That is COP 11. COP 11 takes place in Hyderabad, which is very, very important. I am going to tell you the year of COP 11 Hyderabad. So in 2012, this COP happens in Hyderabad to Convention on Biological Diversity. So what they say andre in COP COP 11, double the international financial flows. Andre protecting the biodiversity ke whatever the financial flow is there, increase it twice, that they say. And India, specific to India, India started a pledge called Hyderabad Pledge. What is Hyderabad Pledge? To conserve the biodiversity, India set aside $50 million. $50 million to conserve the biodiversity, right? And so India aimed to, under this conservation, India aimed to do what? To increase the technical knowledge and train the people to preserve the biodiversity, increasing the technical knowledge and training the people. That is capacity building, and the human resource development should be done to preserve the biodiversity. That is what they say, right? So also, during this COP11, India started one award called as UNDP Biodiversity Governance Award anta start ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. UNDP, United Nations Development Program Biodiversity Governance Award, they are going to start here during COP11 to CBD. So now so this is all about Convention on Biodiversity. Now I am going to talk about the important concept. What is it? The Ramsar Convention on Wetlands. Where is Ramsar? Iran. So is it a coastal city? I believe it is a coastal city. So this Ramsar Convention on Wetland. So how many wetlands are there? 49. So this is also called as waterfall convention. So in one of the exams they made us get confused. Instead of Ramsar convention, they mentioned as waterfall convention. All of us lost the question because we did not know this Ramsar convention is also called as waterfall convention, right? So that is the Ramsar convention. So it is a intergovernmental treaty. It's an intergovernmental treaty. So, among the governments, it focuses on national action. Individual nations should take action to preserve the wetlands, and there should be international cooperation. And many countries should cooperate towards this. So, when did this was signed? 1971, came to force in 1975. So, this is the only convention which deals with specific landscape or specific ecosystem, that is the wetland ecosystem. This is the specific landscape jotege deal madadu, ecosystem jotege deal madadu. This is the only convention, right? So this Ramsar convention is actually not affiliated to UN. It has no connection with the United Nations, right? So this they have started. So there are 163 parties to this Ramsar convention. So they have started this World Wetlands Day. When is the World Wetland Day celebrated? February 2nd. February 2nd is the World Wetlands Day. So what they say under this wetland convention? One is conserve the wetland, protect the wetland. That is the first thing. Second is sustainably develop the wetland. Develop it sustainably. Third, use it wisely. Use the wetland wisely. Don't spoil the wetland. That is what they are going to say. So this has got 3 pillars. This wetland convention has 3 pillars. What are the 3 pillars? One is wise use. Use the wetlands in a wise way. How do you use it wisely? And plan it properly. The usage should be planned. So if you are building a park around wetland, properly plan it. Land use planning should be there, and proper policy should be there, education should be there, management should be there of these wetlands. Second is wetland should be designated as in the list of wetlands of international importance. This is the official list. That is the second pillar, list of wetlands of international importance. That is also called as Ramsar list. Designate there. And third, protect the transboundary wetland. So with respect to Pakistan, what is the wetland we have in common? Kori Creek. Gulf of Kutch, Kori Creek, right? That we have in common, right? So that also is called as some other thing. I forgot the name. What is the name here? That border. I know it is one name is Kori Creek. One more name is, okay, I'll tell you. So that is the second pillar. Third pillar is transboundary wetland. If it is spanning across two or three countries, right? So Ramsar list. So whenever a countries join a Ramsar convention, they should, the minimum condition is at least one site should be designated as a Ramsar site, right? So site na Ramsar site madre, what is the advantage? The advantage is prestige. That place will get lot of prestige, international recognition, right? It will get international recognition. So transboundary Ramsar site, I told you. So both the countries should cooperatively manage the transboundary Ramsar site. So under this there is a record called Montrex record. This is very, very important. Montreaux. Montreaux, Montrex record. So this was adopted in 1996. 1996 at the Conference of Parties, Brisbane. Where is Brisbane? Australia. So Brisbane, this was signed in 1996. So it is also a register. It contains certain Ramsar sites, but that Ramsar sites which are critically endangered, they are under this Montrex record. Andre, so those wetlands of international importance where changes in ecological character has occurred, Andre, that ecology has got spoiled or degraded, those things will be put under the Montrex record, right? So that is excess pollution, excess human involvement, those are the things put under Montrex record. Indiaದಲ್ಲಿ totally 3 sites were under Montrex record. The 3 sites, one is out of it. The Chilka Lake got into Montrex record in 2000. So Chilka Lake, where is it? So it was removed in 2002. Apart from, what are the sites in Montrex record now? One is your Loktak Lake, Manipur. Second is Keladeo National Park, Rajasthan, right? Okay. So I told you Chilka Lake was removed out of it, though, because of which Chilka Lake Development Authority got Ramsar Wetland Conservation Award. Because why it was removed? Because the protection level increased, the site improved, so it was removed. So because of which it got the award called as Ramsar Wetland Conservation Award for the year 2002, right? So next, so this Ramsar Convention, there are multiple NGOs associated with the Ramsar Convention. They are called as International Organization Partners. Who are the international organization partners for Ramsar Convention? Andre, one is BirdLife International. It is an international organization. BirdLife. These birds are fond of wetlands, right? That is the first organization. Second organization is IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature. Third one is International Water Management Institute. That is the third organization. Fourth organization is Wetland International. That is the fourth NGO associated with it. And the fifth one is WWF International. Oh, wrestling, worldwide wrestling? No. Worldwide Fund for Nature. That is the fifth organization. So when it comes to wetlands, one declaration is very, very important called as Changwon Declaration. CHANGWON. CHANGWON. Changwon Declaration. So what is this declaration? It aims to protect the wetlands. And it says that the wetland should have positive action. There should be some good action on the wetland so that human well-being is protected. And protect the wetland to protect the humans. That is what they say. So it will protect the water, climate, livelihood. If you protect the wetland, everything will be protected. That is what they say. So India and Wetland Convention, India became the party to Ramsar Convention in 1981. 1981 is the year.
So what are the wetlands? You have mangroves, coral reefs, all these things, right? All these things are protected. So totally now 49 sites are there included in the wetland, right? So see, this Ramsar Convention, it has close cooperation with the Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD. It coordinates with that, and also the plan is, what is the plan of conservation of Ramsar Convention? Andre, it is river basin management or water basin management. Andre, if there is a wetland, what is the basin area? That entire basin area is aimed to be protected, right? So also with respect to wetland conservation, we have certain policies. National Water Policy 2002, National Water Policy 2012 are important in this direction. Okay, I'm going to end the class here. Tomorrow, in the next class, I'm going to take up some more international organizations and conventions. And the last thing, discuss the diseases, environmental diseases, certain important diseases, and take up the science and technology part, most interesting part, tomorrow. So until then, please take good care of your health. Make good use of the classes, both freshers and veterans. If you have any doubt, please contact us on our Telegram channel, VHS Education Forum. Until then, until tomorrow's class, take care. Jai Hind. Namaste.